Hey everyone, welcome to another online movement break. And tonight, we're gonna get relaxed. We're gonna be on the floor. So you will need a yoga mat or a yoga towel and a yoga block and a stretchy band. That should do it. So, while you get those things, I'm just going to remind you that as in all of the alignment movement breaks, you take care of yourself. It isn't about getting anywhere. It's about feeling good, and it's about opening spaces. So what I mean by that is, I think of our body like you can open and peek inside a bag, and then there's all this yummy stuff inside. So no matter what part of your body we're asking you to open up, think of it like that you're opening up a space in order to see all the deliciousness that is there, all of your essence that takes care of you. So with that, let's lie on our backs. And as you lie on your back, take a moment to really allow the weight of your body to be received by the floor. I'm going to keep my knees up in like a tent position here, so my knees up. And some of you already know that I'm going to allow them to fall towards each other. So I'm really looking for relax into the floor. So allowing the femurs or your thigh bones to relax into the back of the pelvis, allowing your sacrum to open up, which is the back of your pelvis to open up, softening your rib cage, down into the floor, allowing your arms to relax by their side, and allowing your head to really be fully weighted into the floor. So lie there for just a moment. It's always good to take a few moments to lie on the floor, to let go of all the work we've been doing, sort of against gravity, if you will, to keep ourselves upright. So as we're here, I want you to keep allowing the weight of your body to fall into the floor more and more all the time. I can feel both of my feet moving into the floor. I feel the back of my pelvis moving into the floor, the backs of my ribs, my shoulders, and the weight of my head. So breathing here, we're going to take a few really deep breaths, and I want you to really fill up the entire torso with breath, and then letting out the breath through the mouth. And again, not breathing to pass out, but just to create a little bit more relaxation and a little bit more weightedness in the floor. So, and notice that with each breath, more of you falls into the floor, more of you feels a little bit heavier, maybe a little wider, maybe even noticing the volume of your body. So taking 2 more big deep breaths in and exhaling through the mouth. Here's my last one. Good. I'm going to put my hands down by my side. And now I'm going to inhale my fingers off the floor, my hands off the floor, initiating through my fingers. My hands and my arms are going to go all the way up, but they never hit the back of the floor. They never hit the floor over my head. So right in the moment, there's a magic moment where I'm going to exhale and allow my ribs to move down towards my pelvis. And then right as my arms hover on the floor above, I'm going to inhale and bring them back down. So inhaling, my arms come off the floor. Exhaling is a magic moment. For me, it's right about here, right about shoulder height, where I exhale my sternum, my ribs down toward my pubic bone. And then I continue my arm path. My arms don't touch the floor behind me. Inhaling and bring them back down. Exhaling down by my side. So see if we can thread this movement with my breath. So inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. I'm going to do this 2 more times. In your own timing, you might breathe faster or slower than me. Don't let the weight of your arms collapse into the floor overhead. Here's my last time. Inhaling my hands off the floor, my arms moving up and overhead. Exhaling. My ribs drop towards the floor. And my arms come back down by my side. Good. Take a moment. Again, the weight of your body moving into the floor. I'm going to extend one leg long and bring the knee of the other leg towards my chest. The goal here is to keep that pubic bone, here's my pubic bone, anchored towards the floor and moving in that direction, moving away or towards my feet, away from my nose. So it's moving my pelvis into a neutral position. So from this neutral position, without moving my pelvis, I'm gently going to bring that knee towards my chest. Sometimes you need to bring it a little bit out towards your shoulder, that's fine, but I'm really looking for right towards my chest or towards my shoulder, if you will. Anchoring that pubic bone, feeling the weight of this leg, the long leg on the floor. And breathing, noticing if your ribs came off the floor, just relaxing them into the floor. Big deep breath in. And on the next exhale, you're going to allow the bent knee to move long back towards the floor. So exhaling and just let it go long, 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 long. Feel the length of that leg. Maybe it feels very different than your other leg. Just notice. And now on my inhale, on my exhale, I'm going to bring the other leg up. Again, keeping my pelvis in neutral and hugging this knee as much as I can towards my chest. I can also take behind the knee so I don't feel compelled to move my pelvis so much. And breathing, 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 noticing if your ribs have come up off the floor. Noticing the weight of your head. Breathing, the back of this leg, long leg on the floor, keeping it long. So wherever this leg is where you work from. That's where your edges are. And that's all good today. It'll slowly change over time. So my next inhale, my next exhale, I'm going to send both legs all the way down to the floor. Wow, the other leg. Good, let those legs go. I'm going to give them a little jiggle. And now I'm going to bring both knees up. And I'm going to give myself a gentle hug, bringing the head up. I'm going to wrap behind my thighs. My pelvis peels off the floor. My head peels off the floor. Breathing, breathing, breathing. A nice little squeeze here. And let everything go. I let my legs come long. I let it go. Good. Right from here, moving into one of my favorite moves. I'm going to bring my legs up. And I'm going to grab on either to my shins or to the back of my feet or even to my toes. And so what I want to do here is I'm going to go as if I'm riding a bicycle. So one leg moves forward, then the other leg. So I'm making little circles. And as I make these little circles, it looks pretty ridiculous, but it feels pretty good. So however I can, both my arms are moving it and my legs are creating this movement. So it's not just the legs creating the circle or just the arms, but both working. And as I do this, it creates a rocking motion in my body from side to side, and that's what I'm looking for. So wherever your legs are, if you're out here, that's okay. So rolling through the joints, creating openings and spaces in all of the knees and in the hips here. The back of my lower back is still in the floor, and a few more circles in this little bicycle movement. And you're probably wondering how a bicycle is, but I see it like a bicycle. So like a little wheel here in the middle. Good. A few more times. Keep breathing. My head is on the ground. It goes for the ride too. Good. And now let's bring that to a close. I'm going to relax my legs and bring them flopping onto the floor. Notice the weight of your body. Good. So my second favorite move in this position, I'm going to bring my legs back up to the ceiling. And now it's as if I could walk on the ceiling with my arm and my leg. So arm and leg, reaching towards the ceiling as if I could really take a walk all the way up to the ceiling. So my hand is moving, my leg is moving, and again, my body moves from side to side. The more I reach with my hand and my leg, the more of a side to side walk I get. So see if you can luxuriate in this feeling. And think again, relaxing your back into the floor. Don't fight yourself. Don't fight gravity. And really reaching and pawing in the air. And breathing, and see if you can find some fun in this, some lovely, luxurious movement. Good. A few more times, pawing the air. As if you could walk in the sky. Good. A few more times. Good. Let's let that go. Letting the legs fall heavy onto the floor. And again, notice. Should feel good. So I'm going to take my block. So I have a half dome, but if you have a block nearby, that's good. You can put that in between your knees. And right away, I'm going to allow my feet to come back down. Noticing if your pelvis is all tucked out, see if you can untuck your pelvis. And what that means is my pubic bone again. My pubic bone is going right in between my legs. As if I had a laser beam on my pubic bone, it would shoot a light onto the wall across from me, not up to the ceiling. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do some little pushes on my feet. So I push my feet and allow my pelvis to come up. And holding on to that block. And I'm going to come back down. So inhaling and then exhaling for the effort. Enjoying this lovely motion. So I have my hands on my pelvic bones because I like to feel if my hips are even and I'm not, if they're not level, I would want to take care of that. So up and down this motion, nice and easy. If you have a sense of it, my toes should be facing forward. And I'm really using my feet to help me press up and to come back down. If you wanted an added extra dimension, I have a feeling as if I could bring my two pubic bones, my two pelvic bones, my two pelvic bones together, my two ASIS bones together. So creating a little bit of this netted or knitted feeling across my lower body. So a few more times up and down, making sure you're breathing, feet firmly planted in the floor. Good, let's bring that to a close. Allow the weight of your body. Let the floor receive your weight. So now I'm going to create like a frog position in my lower legs. So my lower legs are splayed out. Not in, they're out. My femurs, this bone is rotated in like this, like this. So now I'm just going to raise and lower this shape, up and down, keeping that block in between my knees. Keep breathing and making sure your ribs aren't flying off the floor. Up and down, keep that shape. Don't change the shape. Make sure those feet don't come towards each other. They don't meet. So a few more times here. Opening all of that up. The back of my lower back expansive. The back of my sacrum is nice and wide. A few more times. Good. Two more. You've got it in you. Yeah, that's my second one. And I'm going to take the block away. No, don't take the block away. I lied. I'm going to keep the block here. I've got my knees up towards my chest. I'm going to drop my knees in one direction with the block there. And allow for a little spinal twist. The top arm is long on the floor. I've got a ball here, and I'm going to take my vision to that side. Really reaching through that top leg, reaching through that arm overhead. My eyes go with that hand overhead. Breathing, breathing. Exhaling and allowing those ribs to soften. Good. Now gently bringing my knees back to my chest. And now we'll go to the other side. You might have to readjust your block. Allowing those knees to go to the other side. Keeping my torso on the floor. Taking my eyes towards that hand. The top leg is moving away from my body. My hand is moving in the opposite direction. Luxuriate here, encouraging those ribs to soften. Good. And we'll bring everything back to the center. Good. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to let go of the block. I'm going to put my hands on my knees if I can reach them. And then my knees are going to move. They're like pumping and pulsing. So one knee moves up and down. So I'm doing it physically with my hands. And that's creating a little rocking motion. So similar to what we did earlier on in the class. This is a little bit narrower focus, but it takes rolls my pelvis from side to side, and that's what I'm looking for. Notice the weight of my lower legs. They're dangling, they're hanging. And so enjoy that little massage on your back, on your lower back. Good. A few more. Good. So I'm going to bring this to a close. I'm going to bring my feet back to my starting position so my knees collapse towards each other. My lower back long. Pubic bone in neutral. Head long. And I'm going to collapse my arms across my chest and feel the weight of my arms here. If they don't quite reach, that's okay. I want you to still have some weight across your body. Good. So I'm gently going to take this shape as if I was taking off a shirt, and I'm going to go up and over my head. And stretch your arms away from your body. I'm going to bring them back down to my side. And I'm going to do that one more time. See if you can cross different arm across. So there was one arm on top before, and that's probably your favorite arm. And then cross the other one on top. And feel the weight of that. See if it feels different. It definitely feels different to me. Notice if any part of your body has a problem with that. Like sometimes when you do something with the opposite arm or leg, another part of the body like freaks out. So just tell that part of the body, you know, maybe it's a foot, maybe it's a butt cheek, maybe it's your ribs, maybe it's your head. Just notice and keep sending that body, your body weight into the floor. The floor receives the weight of your body. And now I'm going to send my arms overhead as if I was taking off a shirt. And I'm going to reach my hands up and away from my body. And I'm going to bring my arms back down by my side. So I'm going to roll to one side and slowly push myself up. Moving slowly, moving slowly. So hopefully you feel a little more relaxed. And the idea with, again, with each of these movement breaks is that you take a little something with you. Maybe you remember it and decide to do it on your own sometime. That is a great gift. And thank you as always for attending. And you can always VENMO or PayPal me as a contribution or an offering. Thank you again.